Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a deep dive into an absolute classic, a true icon of the firearms world, the 1911 pistol. For over a century, this design has captured the imagination of shooters, collectors, and history buffs alike. But have you ever wondered what's actually happening inside this legendary firearm every time you pull the trigger? Well, today we're going to break it down, piece by piece, from loading the magazine to that final, satisfying click. When the slide locks back, it's a mechanical ballet. And by the end of this video, you'll have a whole new appreciation for John Browning's timeless masterpiece. So, grab a seat, get comfortable, and let's explore the inner workings of the 1911. It all starts with the magazine. To load the 1911, the first step is to press the magazine release button, which is usually located right near the trigger guard. This disengages the magazine catch, allowing the empty or partially loaded magazine to drop freely from the grip. Once you have the magazine, you load the rounds one by one. You simply press each cartridge down against the follower and slide it back under the feed lips. As you add more rounds, you're compressing a spring inside the magazine body. This spring is what provides the upward force necessary to push the next round into position, ready to be fed into the chamber. Once your magazine is loaded, it's inserted firmly back into the magwell. You'll hear and feel a distinct click as the magazine catch re-engages, securing the magazine in place. Now, the pistol has its source of ammunition, but we still need to get that first round into the chamber. This is where we perform the most recognizable action associated with any semi-automatic pistol: racking the slide. To chamber the first round, you grip the serrations on the rear of the slide and pull it all the way to the rear. This single motion accomplishes several critical tasks at once. First, it cocks the external hammer, putting it under tension from the mainspring. At the same time, you're compressing the recoil spring, which is located under the barrel. Now, you release the slide. Don't ride it forward. Just let it go. The stored energy in that compressed recoil spring slams the slide forward with force. As the slide moves, the bottom edge of the breech face, which is the flat surface at the front of the slide, strips the top cartridge from the magazine. It pushes the round forward, guiding it up the feed ramp and smoothly into the chamber of the barrel. The 1911 is now loaded and one step closer to being ready to fire. With a round in the chamber, the final stage of the locking process begins. As the slide continues its forward travel, it pushes the barrel forward as well. Now, the 1911 has a unique tilting barrel design. The barrel is connected to the frame by a small, pivoting part called the barrel link. As the barrel moves forward, this link causes the rear of the barrel to pivot upward. On top of the barrel, there are locking lugs, which are essentially raised ribs. These lugs fit perfectly into corresponding recesses cut into the inside of the slide. When the barrel tilts up, these lugs securely lock the barrel and slide together into a single, solid unit. This is known as a locked breech, and it's a crucial safety feature. It ensures that the breech is sealed shut at the moment of firing, containing the immense pressure generated by the cartridge, with the hammer cocked and the barrel locked. The 1911 is in a state we call cocked and locked. Before the pistol can fire, a couple of safety mechanisms need to be disengaged. The first is the grip safety, that prominent piece on the back of the grip. This safety physically blocks the trigger from moving backward unless it's fully depressed. This means you need to have a firm, proper grip on the pistol for it to even be possible to pull the trigger. It's a passive safety feature that's always working. So, assuming you have a firm grip, you can now pull the trigger. When you do, the trigger bar, a component connected to the trigger, presses against another part called the disconnector. The disconnector then transfers that rearward movement to the sear. The sear is the critical part that holds the hammer in its cocked position. As the sear rotates, it disengages from the full cock notch on the hammer. With nothing holding it back, the hammer is thrown forward with incredible force. What provides that force? It's the mainspring, which is housed inside the mainspring housing in the grip. This powerful spring is constantly pushing up on a part called the hammer strut. When the sear releases the hammer, the mainspring's energy is instantly transferred through the strut, causing the hammer to pivot forward and strike the rear of the firing pin. The firing pin is a small, hard steel rod that travels through a channel in the slide. The hammer's impact drives the firing pin forward, causing its tip to protrude from the breech face for just an instant. This tip strikes the primer on the back of the cartridge. The primer contains a small, shock-sensitive compound that ignites, sending a jet of flame into the main powder charge inside the cartridge case. The powder combusts almost instantaneously, creating a massive volume of hypersure gas. It's this rapidly expanding gas that propels the bullet down the barrel and out of the firearm. And that's the moment of firing. Immediately after the bullet leaves the barrel, the magic of the semi-automatic cycle begins. The same gas pressure that pushed the bullet forward also pushes backward against the cartridge case, exerting an equal and opposite force on the breech face of the slide. This recoil energy begins to drive the slide and the barrel rearward together, since they are still locked as a single unit. After a short distance of rearward travel, the barrel link pivots, pulling the rear of the barrel downward. This action disengages the locking lugs on the barrel from the recesses in the slide, effectively unlocking the barrel from the slide. The barrel's movement stops, but the slide, thanks to its momentum, continues to travel. As it does, the extractor, a small hook on the side of the breech face that has been gripping the rim of the spent cartridge case, pulls the empty case out of the chamber. With the empty casing now pulled clear of the chamber, it needs to be ejected from the firearm to make way for the next round. As the slide continues its journey to the rear, the base of the spent casing makes contact with a fixed protrusion on the frame called the ejector. This contact abruptly pivots the casing, flinging it outward and away from the pistol through the ejection port, that opening on the side of the slide. This entire extraction and ejection process happens in the blink of an eye. While the slide is moving backward, it's also performing another important job: recocking the hammer. The slide pushes the hammer down and back, rotating it into the cock position and once again compressing the mainspring via the hammer strut. Now, the firearm is ready to reset for the next shot. The reset is where the sear and disconnector come back into play. As the hammer is pushed back, the sear spring, a three-pronged flat spring in the grip, applies pressure to both the sear and the disconnector. The sear is pushed into position to re-engage the hammer. Now, the 1911 hammer actually has two notches. The first one, the sear passes, is the half-cock notch. This is a safety feature designed to catch the hammer in the unlikely event that the primary full-cock notch fails, or if the hammer slips while being manually cocked. After passing the half-cock notch, the sear then engages the full-cock notch, securely holding the hammer in the fully cocked position, ready for the next shot. The disconnector is what ensures the pistol only fires one shot per trigger pull. It prevents the sear from releasing the hammer again as long as the trigger is still held to the rear, even after the slide is returned to battery. For the pistol to be able to fire again, you have to release the trigger. When you let the trigger move forward, the sear spring pushes the disconnector back up into its engaged position. This reconnects the trigger bar to the sear. Now, the entire firing mechanism is reset. Pulling the trigger again will repeat the entire cycle we just described. This mechanical reset is what gives the 1911 its famously crisp, clean, single-action trigger pull. Another key safety feature is the manual thumb safety. When the hammer is cocked, you can push the thumb safety lever up into the safe position. This physically blocks the slide from moving rearward. And, more importantly, it rotates a stud on the inside that blocks the sear from moving. This means that even if the trigger is pulled, the sear cannot disengage the hammer, preventing an accidental discharge. This entire cycle, firing, unlocking, extracting, ejecting, cocking, feeding, unlocking, repeats with every pull of the trigger, as long as there are rounds in the magazine. So, what happens when you've fired the last round? On the final shot, the magazine follower, the platform that pushes the rounds up, has nothing above it. As the slide locks back after ejecting the last empty case, this follower pushes up on the slide stop lever. The slide stop engages a notch on the slide, physically locking it in the open rearward position. This serves two purposes. It provides a clear visual and tactile indication that the firearm is empty, and it also primes the pistol for a faster reload. You can simply insert a fresh magazine and press down on the slide stop lever. Send the slide forward, chambering a new round and making the pistol ready to fire again instantly. And there you have it. From a fully loaded magazine to an empty locked open slide, that is the complete cycle of operation for the 1911 pistol. It's a symphony of springs, levers, and precisely engineered parts, all working in perfect harmony. It's a design that has proven its reliability and effectiveness for more than 100 years, and understanding how it works only deepens the appreciation for its elegant simplicity and robust construction. I hope this detailed look inside the 1911 was interesting and informative. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the world of firearms. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.